how does Toronto FC survive without Sebastian Giovinco? They've had periods where guys have been in international duty, guys like Michael Bradley and Jozy Altidore and that, and they've survived without them. But I'm wondering about getting into the teeth of your schedule without Sebastian Giovinco. John Molinaro is chief soccer reporter at Sportsnet. John Molinaro joins us on the Jeff Blair Show. John, I'm going to ask you that. Let's talk about, first of all, tactically. Is there anything Greg Vanney can do in the absence of Sebastian Giovinco to maybe mitigate the impact of not having him?
I think we're going to see Greg sort of rely more heavily on Jozy Altidore and possibly bring in Jordan Hamilton. So I suspect, what I really like about the Altidore-Giovinco partnership is, Altidore can really sort of do that bullish physical work, hold up play, draw attention from Seba, and still let Seba sort of be the focal point of the attack. I suspect that he's going to try to still do that basic relationship, only with, and I'm not suggesting Jordan Hamilton is in the same class as Sebastian Giovinco, because he's not. But I suspect that's going to happen. That'll be it.
In terms of personnel, what is? I mean, obviously you're not going to bring in a Sebastian Giovinco to replace Sebastian Giovinco, but who has to step up here? Is it basically, is Altidore going to have to assume more responsibility here, or I'm wondering if maybe this doesn't even put a little more strain or a little more emphasis on the back line for Toronto FC as well.
No, I think no question Jozy has to step up. And I think he has in recent times with 5 goals in 7 games. I think, the defense has to really sort of come strong now, Drew Moore. And I think, Michael Bradley as well. It's just an overall, I've always said that their best players have to be their best players on a consistent basis for this team to really sort of, be a danger in the Eastern Conference. And, for me, it's about Michael Bradley. It's about Jozy Altidore. It's about Drew Moore and Clint Irwin, who's going to be back in goal for the next game. They really have to be Toronto FC's best players.
Now, how does the schedule set up for TFC without Sebastian Giovinco? Because as you point out, he's been directly involved in, and this is remarkable, directly involved in 74% of their goals, their 39 goals. He'll miss the Reds' next 3 matches. He'll be back for the final 4 games of the season, starting September 28th against Orlando City. I don't have the schedule in front of me, John, but how does this set up for Toronto FC without Sebastian Giovinco? Is the schedule favorable, at least?
I think so, because, they've actually caught a break in that, they don't have a game this weekend, so they have a bye. So instead of missing, 5 games, he's probably only going to miss 4, and there might even be 3. And, the good point is he's going to be back for the final. I think it's 4 games of the season, which includes an away trip to Montreal in the second last game of the season. So, these are, if there was any time to lose them, not that there's ever a good time, this was probably it, to be perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm. Altidore has been on a run of real good form. He's got a goal and 5 goals and an assist in his last 7 games. Beyond just linking up with Giovinco, what else has explained this performance by Jozy Altidore?
I think just physically he feels the best he's felt in quite some time. He's sort of been dealing with injury problems, much of his career with TFC, and I think physically they just have the handle on what his problem has been, and he's just in really good shape, and he's feeling really slim and solid. So I think that's been sort of the key to his success.